of PhilHealth stood on a firm ground. Totoo yung sa inyo. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Ang problema, bakit imbes na ang PhilHealth ang magdemanda sa HMI, who is then managing Cardinal Santos, nakakapagtaka naman, ang nagdemanda pa sa inyo ay yung HMI. Baligtad ang nangyari. Ito, madaling sukatin ito eh. The processes taken by PhilHealth is very suggestive of corruption. I will tell you. Imbes na kayo po ang magdemanda, siguro kahit i-demanda nyo ng estapa siguro yun, or any other criminal cases adaptable and suitable for them, hinintay ninyo na kayo ang i-demanda ng HMI. And the case was litigated somewhere in Pasig City, correct? Branch 130 of the Regional Trial Court. Ngayon, ang lumitaw po, Mr. Chair, hanggang sumabot kayo sa judicial accounting.
Honorable Marcoleta, mabilis lang po. Doon po sa sinasabi ninyo na kaso, nakita ninyo 300 million ang sobrang binayad sa Cardinal Santos Medical Center.
Nung mag-accounting po, halos ganun po ang umabot.
At ang gusto ninyo, i-refund ang pera.
Yes po.
Wala silang ni-refund.
Pinaparefund nga po sa Cardinal Santos, hindi po na-refund.
Oh.
Tapos nawala na po ako sa legal nun. Nalipat na po ako sa internal audit eh.
Okay, pero dun sa accounting ninyo, magkasama kayo ng Cardinal Santos at saka PhilHealth, established din yun.
Yes po. Dahil po na-compare yung claims na pinail ng Cardinal Santos against dun po sa binawas lang nila dun sa mga patients.
Okay, Honorable Marcoleta.
So dahil nga hinintay ninyo kayong idemanda ng HMI sa Pasig, ang Pasig Court constituted an arbitration committee, hindi ba?
Pardon, sir?
Nag-constitute ng arbitration committee yung Pasig Court.
Sorry sir, hindi na po ako privy dun sa transaction po doon. Ako po lamang ay, ang participation ko lang sir is the audit on the claims filed by Cardinal Santos na straight lang na binabawas nila sa lahat ng claims ay 3,000. And then the Cardinal Santos will file a claim in PhilHealth na magre-reimburse sila for higher amount. Yun po yung aming transaction ko lang po nung sa Cardinal Santos.
Pero hindi nga po ganun ang nangyari. So imbes na yung 240 million na inyong pinare-refund sa kanila, ang sinetel na lang through the court is 70 million pesos. So ang nawawala po sa PhilHealth ay 170 million pesos. Tama po?
I don't have a personal knowledge, sir. Kasi po si Attorney Asuncion na po yung SBP Legal. Tapos na po kasi yung audit. So,
sino po kaya ang nakakaalam noong pagkaka-refund ng 70 million pesos na lang out of 240 million? Kasi dito makikita ninyo, palaging dito tayo umiikot, yung pag-aalaga ng pondo, yung pagmamalasakit sa pondo, walang masyado kaming nakikita eh. Kamukha nito, meron naman palang basihan na i-refund yung 240 million. Meron naman kayong, nag-join na kayo ng accounting. Noong lumalabas na yung 240 million, tumigil ang HMI. Ang nakakapagtaka, ba't pumayag kayo na kayo ang idemanda sa korte na baligtad ang pangyayari? Okay? Hindi ko sinasabing may corruption sa korte, pero ito yung sinasuggest eh. Yung 70 million na lang ang ibinayad ng HMI. Bakit naman tinanggap ng PhilHealth? Ito po yung nakakapagtaka, Mr. Chair. Bago pa sila tumanggap ng 70 million, nagkunwari pa sila na kumuha ng legal opinion sa OGCC. OGCC, kung babasahin po ninyo yung opinion niya, hindi po opinion eh. Mr. Chair, humingi ng opinion yung PhilHealth kung tatanggapin na nila yung 70 million. Alam po ninyo kung ano yung sinabi ng OGCC? Hindi opinion eh. It's a one-page letter. Reply to the request of PhilHealth for opinion. Sabi ng OGCC, kung inaakala po ninyo na itong pinresent nila na 70 million ay ayon naman sa inyong sarili kanyang paniwala, eh pwede na. Ito ba'y opinion? So makikita po natin, Mr. Chair, meron pong demand na malinaw, 270 million. Gumawa sila ng paraan para paikutin ang gobyerno. Ang nagdemanda pa yung sinisingil para lang magkaroon ng judicial accounting. Dito nila itinago ito, Mr. Chair. Pagkatapos nilang magkaroon ng judicial accounting, hindi ko malaman ngayon, paano ninyo i-account yung balance 170 million? Sabi nga po namin, kahit isang 5 sentimo ang mawala sa pondo ng gobyerno, hahanapin po yun sapagkat pera po ng tao yun.
Honorable Correta, ito po ay plunder because ito po ay lagpas pa sa 50 million. This is 117 million na established, hindi binayaran, may kalokohan, and yet they settled.
Sinetel nga po nila yung 240, nagsettle po, pumayag ang PhilHealth, 70 million na lamang po. Kaya ang matitira na dapat ibalik sa kanila, kinalimutan nila. Ngayon, hahanapan natin kayo. Ibig po ba ninyong sabihin, nung mag-settle kayo in the amount of 70 million, ganun na lamang po ba yun? Ano pong sasabihin nyo sa miyembro ng PhilHealth? Paano po ninyo i-account to the last centavo yung 170 million na pinayagan nyong mawala sa pondo ng PhilHealth? Ito po yung tanong eh. Kunwari dumaan kayo sa korte para sabihin ninyo, malinis ito kasi galing kami sa korte. Kunwari kumuha kayo ng opinion ng OGCC o para ngayon panindigan na, kinoberap tayo ng OGCC. Legal tayo eh. Paano po maliligal? Meron po ba kayong may papakitang dokumento na kung saan yung 170 million na hinahanap ninyo sa ospital, may kakatwiran po ba ninyo ito sa miyembro ng PhilHealth? Paano nyo gagawin? Paano nyo pangangatwiranan na, okay na yung 170 million, nakita na namin kung saan napunta. Wala pong definite accounting kung nasaan yung 170 million pesos.
Honorable Marcoleta, yung pong 170 million, hindi na ho binayaran. Itinago na ho yun ng HMI. Yung po nangyari dito, and the time when this was decided, the head of the legal was Attorney Asuncion. Tama po ba, Attorney Villegas?
Yes, sir.
Siya po ba yung nag-decide para magkaroon ng arbitration and settlement?
I think so, sir, kasi siya po on legal.
Siya rin po ang nag-elevate sa board.
Actually, sir, si Attorney Pukalan po yung taga-legal at that time.
Attorney Pukalan, can you please reply?
Sir, in the initial stage of the accounting, I was part of that, but nag-reconstitute po ng team, so hindi na po ako nasama doon sa new team, no?
No, pero established po yung 240 million. No question about it. Kasi kahit naman dito sa records ninyo, established eh. Is that correct?
Sir, ang alam ko po that time, nagkakaroon ng accounting, comparing ng mga documents ang HMI and PhilHealth. Pero yun na nga, hindi ko na po siya natapos kasi hindi na po ako nasama doon sa team.
Mr. Chairman,
Honorable Barsaga.
Mr. Chairman, I want to
Honorable Remulla.
sino-sino yung kasama sa team. I think on the record we need the names of those people in the team. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Ang natandaan ko po, I was replaced by Attorney Dexter Navarro. Tapos yung chief po ng HCDMD ng NCR, Dr. Balbuena. Di ko na po...
With the,
May CPO naman po, sir. We will retrieve the
with the indulgence of
names.
the Honorable Marcoleta, I will, si Attorney Asuncion, we asked him to attend the last meeting, but he did not attend. So, with the indulgence of the Honorable Marcoleta, what is the desire? Do we move to declare him in contempt or do we issue a subpoena? Tama, Comsec, nagbigay tayo ng invitation the last time?
No, sir. We weren't able to locate him, sir.
To Attorney Asuncion, cannot be located.
Yes, sir.
Mr.
Honorable
Chairman?
Remulla.
I believe that we have to send the law enforcement agencies against Attorney Asuncion, and we can direct the NBI to study the filing of plunder charges. Because in this case, the investigation will need law enforcement people to locate Mr. Asuncion if he does not want to appear before this body or if he's guilty of any, because he who does not appear before a body like this would seem to be guilty, Mr. Chairman. There's a presumption of
My question to you, Honorable Remulla, is that when you file this case of plunder, you will enjoin HMI, Hospital Managers Inc. Tama, Attorney Villegas? Hospital Managers Inc. Please reply to the mic.
Yes, sir.
You would have to enjoy the Hospital Managers Inc. and also the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Manila. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. May record po yan malamang sa Office of the Senior Vice President ng Legal.
Kaya nga, tama ba ako, Attorney Villegas? Dahil sabi ni Congressman ni Remulla, pagka ganito namang malinaw yung kaso as presented by the Honorable Marcoleta, dapat kasuhan na yan ng plunder. Sabi ko sa kanya, pag kinasuhan mo yan ng plunder, dapat idamay mo yung Hospital Managers Inc. and the Roman Catholic Church Archdiocese of Manila. Tama ba, Attorney Villegas?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, isa pang tanong sa inyo. Dati nyo yung empleyado, Vice President ninyo, and will PhilHealth be willing to file a case on this matter? Case of plunder.
The management has to act on it, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Remulla. So, as motion by the Honorable Remulla, if no clarification is given us by Attorney Asuncion by Thursday, the next hearing, this committee will recommend the filing of plunder charges based on the documents submitted to us by PhilHealth Arbitration and PhilHealth Legal, and to file a case against Attorney Asuncion, Edgar Asuncion, the Hospital Managers Inc., and the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Manila. So move, there being no objection, motion is carried. Congressman Marcoleta.
Mr. Chair, ito po kasing kasong ito talagang nakapagtataka. Ipinail ng HMI sa Pasig Court. Pagkatapos, ang HMI did not even interpose any objection. Para bang ikinaligaya pa niya na sila idemanda. Kaya kitang-kita mo na ito yung usapan eh. Ito yung proseso eh. If you will trace the documents, it was HMI who is so insistent in settling the case. It wrote PCI twice. Nung primero, ayaw pa yung HMI. Tama naman ang sinasabi nitong dalawang gentlemen, pero ang sinasabi lang nila, sa umpisa lang kami kasali. However, that is still correct because tinanggal na yata sila. Pero bago ni kayo tinanggal, you were able to establish the validity of the basis of 240 million pesos. That is correct.
Yes, sir.
Oo. Pagkatapos, edi dumaan nga sa korte. Ang sasabihin ng ordinaryong tao, nagpasya ng korte. Pagkatapos, pinasadahan naman ng isang opinion ng OGCC, the Office of the Government Corporate Counsel. Ang sabi niya, kung sa palagay niyo, tama naman yan, di okay na yan. Opinion ba yun? Nakapagtataka itong ganitong klase. 170 million ang nawawala ngayon Paano ngayon kung hahanapin namin sa PhilHealth? At dapat naman talagang hanapin. Kahit piso lang, kahit sentimo lang, dapat walang mawala sapagkat ito po ay hindi ninyo pera. Pera po ito ng miyembro ninyo. Ang nakalagay pa nga po sa batas fiduciary responsibility. Nandyan po yan sa IRR po ng PhilHealth, sa charter ninyo. Paano ngayon ito, Mr. Chair? Paano ninyo i-account ito? Pwede po bang, kasi kung itatanong ko kay Attorney Del Rosario ito, sasabihin na naman niya ganito. Wala pa po ako ng panahon na yan. Pero sabi niya, because of my managerial acumen, hindi mo lang niya naisip ito. Kung talagang magaling kang manager, dapat tinitingnan mo lahat ito. Ikaw nang pinakamataas sa legal Pero natatandaan mo, nung ikaw ay regional vice president, kahit na sinasabi ko na sa'yo, meron akong dokumento na ikaw mismo ang sinabihan ng fact-finding board, these are the 220 cases, administrative offenses, that you should file in the prosecution department. Ikaw ang head. At under mo yung legal officer mo. Wala kang ipinail kahit isa. Pagkatapos sasabihin mo, meron kang managerial expertise and so on and so forth. Ang sasabihin na naman niya, wala pa po ako dyan Kahit na wala ka pa, tungkulin mong siyasatin lahat ito dahil pera ng mamamayan ito. Can you imagine 170 million pesos? Isinetel lamang nyo kasi ng 70 million. Di ba kayo kinikilabutan? Dapat naman sana kayong nilagay dyan para ayusin natin ito, mga kababayan. Alagaan po natin ang pera ng tao. Kasi po may ingat dapat tayo rito Pero hindi ganun ang nangyari. Kagaya ng nililitaw ng mga dokumento ngayon.
Mr. Chairman, anong year nangyari itong sa Cardinal Santos?
Ano po?
Anong taon
Ito po yung
nangyari?
nangyari noong 2011. 2010, 2011 po to.
How about the settlement?
The settlement happened in
2013, something like that.
2013. Opo.
So ganun na
let
lamang,
me just
Mr. Chair.
put on record, Comsec, dahil naimbitahan po natin si Attorney Edgar Asuncion upon motion of the Honorable Remulla, imbitahan din po natin ang HMI and the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Manila para po makasagot sila. Because if not, then the committee, as approved, will recommend such action.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Honorable Barsaga.
Well, I also move that we require PhilHealth to present all the records filed against them by
HMI, Hospital
HMI,
Managers Inc.
which became the basis of the settlement for 70 million. All the records. And secondly, to show also to us that the agreed settlement of 70 million was actually paid to PhilHealth. Baka may settlement, wala na naman tayong payment, or it was transferred to another account. So PhilHealth has to prove that.
Thank you.
So I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, so ordered,
Mr.
Comsec,
Chair.
by motion of the Honorable
Mr. Chair.
Barsaga. Honorable Kalpatpat.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Base sa narinig ko kay Kong Marcoleta, nag-settle yung PhilHealth for less. So, hindi po ba parang income ito dun sa kabilang party? Pwede ipacheck din natin sa BIR kung yung income na nakuha nila dyan sa onerous deal na yan, na-declare nila as income, Mr. Chair.
Okay, as requested by the Honorable Kalpatpat, can the BIR shed light on the matter being discussed? Mr. Villegas of the Arbitration, Attorney Villegas of the Arbitration Committee, kayo po ngayon ang SBP for arbitration.
Vice President, sir.
I'm sorry, Vice President. Ano pong probisyon ng batas o ng inyong implementing rules ang pinapayagan ng PhilHealth na makipagkompormiso dito sa mga bayaran sa ospital, bayaran sa koleksyon, at kung ano pa man?
Sir, in my opinion, sir, the corporation cannot settle because
Cannot settle.
because it is Congress who can also will only allow a public corporation to in a settlement.
So you're saying, sinasabi mo, itong ginawa nila ng 2013 ay illegal.
Pardon, sir?
Yung ginawa ng compromise settlement ng PhilHealth at HMI ay illegal.
In my opinion, sir,
Okay. At wala nang ginagawa pang ibang settlement o compromise ang PhilHealth o meron pa rin po ba? Because I will tell you, we have the records na magpapakita na marami pa kayong settlement.
Settlement for the premium payment, sir?
Premium payments, benefit claims.
Definitely, sir, pag benefit claims, dapat po walang settlement.
Thank you for that. Congressman Barsaga.
Just a clarification from PhilHealth. Yung mga PhilHealth, merong circular how you will settle a particular case, kung sino ang authorized makipag-settle, kung kinakailangan ng board approval, kung mayroong minimum price for settlement, which is normal in every case like this. Meron ba kayong rules and regulations or circular guidelines how to settle a particular case? What would be the procedure? O wala na? Bahala na kung sino ang mga members of the board.
Sir, it is in the office of the Senior Vice President for Legal po to answer. Sa legal po. Arbitration po kasi ako.
Eh, yan nga ang mga problema natin eh. Lagi tayo nagtuturuan dito eh. Basic lang naman ang tanong namin. May rules ba kayo or circular or guidelines for settlement? Sound of silence na naman tayo.
With due respect, sir, si Attorney Roger Pocalan po ang officer in charge. Roger Pocalan po.
Sir, we have, since the Charter of PhilHealth allows only the compromise or
Remove your face mask so that we can understand what you are saying.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, Your Honors, since the PhilHealth law allows only the compromise or waiver of interest and surcharges on unpaid or late remittance of premium, that's the only subject, that can only be subject of compromise, no? And we have proposed guidelines on that subject, but still subject to approval by the PhilHealth Board pa po.
Okay. Pakiulit mo para malinawan nating lahat.
Yung ang base po kasi sa PhilHealth law, the PhilHealth can only compromise or waive interest and surcharges on unpaid premium po. Then we drafted a proposal or guidelines on that. However, it is still subject to approval by the PhilHealth Board po.
Sabi, ang sinasabi mo ngayon, attorney, sa PhilHealth law, ang karapatan lamang ng PhilHealth ay makipag-compromise sa interest and surcharges on unpaid premiums. Tama ba? And up to now, wala kayong guidelines how to settle yung mga interest and charges sa unpaid premiums.
Honorable Barsaga.
We have a proposed guideline, sir, but it's still subject to approval by the PhilHealth
So
Board.
yung compromise or settlement involving Accenture, pati na itong Cardinal Santos, based on your answer, ay hindi authorized ang PhilHealth na makipag-compromise or settle. Is that correct?
There is a provision under the, I think it's the State Audit Code, PD 1445, on compromise of...
No, sa PD 1445, that applies to the Commission on Audit.
Audit, sir.
Oh.
Yes, so subject
Hindi sa
to
PhilHealth.
approval by the COA and it depends on the amount and by Congress.
Simple lang tanong ko, meron ba kayong guidelines, meron ba kayong circular pertaining to settlement like what had happened sa Accenture at dito sa Cardinal Santos? Yun lamang.
Sir, I cannot recall that we have existing guidelines on that po.
Meron.
Wala pa akong ma-recall, sir, na meron
Wala
po.
kayong guidelines. Okay.
Mr. Chair, Clarification lamang po.
Attorney, yes, Congressman Fernandez.
Matanong ko lang kung magkano yung ginawang compromise nila sa Accenture. 70 million, di ba? 70 million yung ginawa yung compromise.
Sir, sa Accenture yata is 5% of the 114 million po.
So magkano yun? Ha?
5.7
A
billion.
while ago, Congressman Barbers were saying